Hey there, I'm Shannon Reber. This is Genres Bookshop Podcast, and today, author da, da, da,
J. Daniel Layfield.
and I are going to be talking about, we're going to be reviewing a four-book series that Dan introduced me to. Oh, what was it last year?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Well, yeah, so it's four books right now, and I'm so ticked at you. So ticked at you because I thought that was the end of the series, and now I have to wait for
I,
more.
I want to say that I told you, I asked him how many there were going to be, and he told me seven. It was his plan.
Oh, I didn't remember you telling me that. Oh, I
I
I
may
don't
not
think I
have, but
would have
I'm going to
waited
say I
though.
did. No, I wouldn't
I
have.
couldn't have.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
Once I finished book one, I was like, yeah, no, I need to hear more.
hmm hmm Oh yeah, your audiobook. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
how's the narrator? Is it a good narrator?
Okay, so book one has a narrator whose voice is a little bit dull, but then when he does like the demon voices, Maz
hmm
especially,
hmm
he does like a sort of a gravelly kind of voice, which I can't
Okay.
do because that's not how my voice works.
What?
When you have a 12-year-old's voice, I mean, it's really hard to deepen it like that.
Right, sure. You have strengths, but that's definitely a weakness if that's your voice.
Okay, but he was with the demon voices, he was awesome.
Okay.
So like I when I got to book two and it was a different narrator, I was disappointed. But
No,
once I got through books two, three, and four, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm with this guy too.
digging it
So
now. Good.
I don't know which one I liked better because they both had really good things about their voices.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
Good. All right.
but it's tough when you have a narrator, you get used to the voice, and then all of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden the narrator's gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we should probably tell people what books we're actually talking about. That
Yeah,
might help.
that would be very helpful.
Okay, so the first one was To Beat the Devil, right?
Correct.
Okay, and the author is K
MK.
MK Gibson, correct?
Yes,
I
correct.
never remember names, so it's pretty amazing that I even got to
Yeah.
KM.
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
you're patronizing me now. Uh,
No. That's what big brothers are for.
oh, right. Yeah, good point. I forgot. Yeah. I've never had a big brother, and here we
Here we
are.
are. Don't you just love it? Aren't you glad you have one now?
Yes. Now I understand. Okay, I need to take a drink of this coffee because I've been holding it and my hand's getting hot. And yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I didn't take a drink.
Mm-mm.
The books it's the Technomancer series,
Yes,
correct? Yes, okay.
exactly. Yeah.
I every time I look up the Technomancer series, Amazon gives me something else and it's driving me nuts so.
Oh, weird.
I know. It's apparently a popular name for a series.
I tell you what is really weird too. I told you I was looking up, just reminding myself of the descriptions
Yeah.
yesterday and looking up on Amazon. Like I can't find the Kindle books. Like all I could find was
Yeah.
the audio books.
I found audiobooks and paperbacks.
And they look like they were used paperbacks for the most
Oh,
part too. Like people
I
were
didn't
selling.
see that. Oh
Some
my
of the ones I
gosh.
saw were. I was like, what's going on here?
Wow.
I
That's
don't
crazy.
know. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
It's weird.
you guys have chatted on Twitter before, so maybe you
Yeah,
could send him
I
a
will have
little
to see.
nudge.
What's going on, man?
Help us
I
out, dude.
I know he is. He's not like a indie, or he's not self-published. He does a small. He's a small press. I
Oh,
believe is
okay.
what he is.
Gotcha.
So yeah. So maybe something with a publisher. I don't know, but yeah, I probably will
Okay.
reach out. I was just like, maybe it's just an Amazon glitch for today, and I'll check it later. But yeah, it's
That
kind of
is
weird.
kind of strange.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that too because I was looking for book five and
Mm,
couldn't find that and
hmm
very
hmm
sad. Okay, so the basis of these stories is humans humans were humans did something bad, which I don't know if we should say or not because that might be a spoiler. Is that a spoiler?
I mean, I don't know, honestly. I will just say God got mad
God
and
got
left.
mad. There we go.
Yeah, God got mad and
God
left.
got mad and walked away, and
Yeah,
now there's demons have taken over the earth, and
yeah,
uh humans and demons are fighting, but demons won the last war. Yeah,
right,
the last war. And
right.
yeah, so yeah, uh, um Salem is the main guy, and he calls himself a light runner, correct?
That's yes, I think that's right. Yes,
Okay. But he's like the Han Solo, which he likes to refer to
totally,
himself as.
totally. Yes, yeah. I think he's also like he's like a smuggler. He is yeah a uh, I don't know if he's an anti-hero. I mean, because I mean he does do morally gray things at
Yeah.
times, but I
Yes,
think
yes.
but he makes it for the best in the end, honestly. I mean,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
tries real hard to do what's good.
True. The ones that I think I don't remember if it happened in book one, but when they're flashing back to the past,
Hmm.
and he's talking about how he's changed, and then you flash back to the past and you're like, oh yeah, yeah, he has changed.
Hmm.
Wow, that was a little less than morally gray. That was a little morally bad.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like there was nothing morally questionable about that. That was just bad.
Exactly. Oy vey.
Yeah, exactly.
My cat is about to interfere again, so
Of course. That's okay.
uh,
That's okay.
little demon. Yes, I should have named her Maz. Darn
There you go. Perfect.
it. Well, let's see. So, I I'm trying to think of other things that we can say without spoilers, but it, you
Um,
know,
yeah, right. So the only things that some of the things that I wrote down when I was looking at it was uh like one of the things I enjoyed is the influence from H.P. Lovecraft and
yeah,
the lesser deep and the deep ones from the in the oceans, and it's like
yeah,
I kind of dig that kind of stuff, so I'm a fan. So when I see that in a book, it kind of gets me excited. And I think he does a good job with it.
I agree.
um so I enjoy that. So if anybody's a fan of that, I think it's another reason to just pick the series up and take a look at it.
I have to
um
say my favorite part was the character who I will not mention to avoid a spoiler in book four who saves the day.
mm.
Figuring out who that character was awesome. That was so much fun. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh. And
yeah,
I
exactly.
with the different gods that are mentioned, and
Hmm.
it's not
Yeah,
just I enjoy that kind of thing too.
yeah. I mean, yeah, you've got references to pop culture stuff. Yeah, you and I talked about the Dropkick Murphys. It's,
Dropkick Murphys.
that's a
And I
good,
got back
great
into them
band.
too.
Right, I did too. Like I had listened to them before I ever read it, and then yeah, I was like, I'm gonna pick those guys back up again. That's good stuff. And so I
Yes.
like that kind of stuff too, and it's not overdone. And I was trying to think what else. I mean, it's uh, I mean, action packed. Holy cow!
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
definitely.
it's just like there is not really a dull moment. There's really not a lot of downtime
So
for these
true.
guys, and and so I mean that just keeps me turning the pages. And like I said, you just go from book to book to book at that point.
Yes. Okay, I have to admit, Folsom Prison Blues was not my
Hmm.
favorite. I
No.
definitely wasn't my favorite, but I got why we were there, and yeah. not saying anything that will spoil. Again, this is tough. But yeah, it like, okay, I did a lot of research on torture when
Oh yeah, for
when
your
I
you're the
did
series.
the puppeteer books.
Yeah.
And now I apparently I've grown up and gotten stuffy, because now
Mhm.
torture really bugs me. Like it gets under my skin, and like I can envision it far more than I ever could before, just because of that research and
Yeah.
listening to those things. Like
Yeah.
it was truly making my skin crawl.
Yeah. No, I get that, sure. Because I
Oh.
mean, that's definitely, yeah, some torture in there for sure. Yeah. Yeah. It I don't know. I actually liked that one. It was because it was very centered on him. It was
Yeah,
a lot of it was just dealing with Salem, and him getting through things.
yeah, yeah.
But so I mean, yeah, torture's not cool, but
But boy, was that cool.
it
Woo!
did, but no, it didn't bother me like it did you. But I totally understand that, especially if you've done research on it before too.
Oh,
So yeah, yeah.
yeah.
But talking about getting stuffy, it's just like there's a lot of language, foul language in this, which
Yeah,
doesn't bother
true.
me either.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there's also, I mean, but there's not really any sex. Like it happens, but there's none of the mechanics of it,
Right.
descriptions of it, which, again, I'm not a prude. I don't care if that's in there. It just doesn't, it's not something I'm looking for.
Right,
So
right.
so the fact that it's not there is, as that's, I kind of see that as a plus, just because that's not what I'm looking for.
Agreed.
Um, but like I said, I don't care if you write it. I don't care if you read it. But it's like when I see a song or a poem written out in a book, I will probably skim it. And again, if there is graphic or descriptive sex scene, I'll probably just skim it and the end. There we are. Okay, next,
There we go.
move on.
I was listening to this book last night. It's like a 19-hour book. So it's,
Oof,
yeah. But the two characters are they had sex, and it was this like 20-minute description of them doing it. And I'm like, kids, please move on with the story. I get it. You're having sex. Bye. I'm okay now. And yeah, so I like I really am just getting old. That's the issue.
my, my, my first response when you say 20 minutes, I'm like, how many times did they do it? Like 20 minutes. Holy cow.
Oh yeah, let's change the subject quick.
Yeah, no, make sure it didn't turn red. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But
So oh, well, Joel's leaving for work, so everybody has to go and visit Joel. So I
bye,
gotta
Joel.
I got a free laugh. Dan says bye. Okay, so let's see. Book three. What was book three? I can't remember the title.
I wrote these down.
I
Angel and the Bad Man, where
Okay.
they have to go and retrieve some artifacts. Or
Right. Right. Right.
right?
Right. Right.
What else
Yes.
did I write here? That's dark in here. Oh, and I can't read my writing. I don't know. And I'm
That's
trying to. I know, right? I don't know. Anyway, that was where they had to go retrieve the artifacts.
yeah.
I guess without being without giving anything away.
Yeah. That one I did find interesting in that seeing oh yeah, without giving anything away, seeing who was who, figuring out
Yeah,
who
the reveal,
certain
especially like at
characters
the
were.
end.
Yeah,
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 exactly.
yeah,
I
yeah,
thought that was
yeah. I
I
like the
thought that
reveal on
was
that too.
definitely worth
Yeah, and
reading.
it's funny because you have the character and from Flotsam, from the Flotsam Prison Blues book, you're like, this is going to be a a special character, but I don't know why. And then at the reveal, and I'm just looking at the name and I'm like, stupid. Why is that not? Hello, really? I'm so dumb. Why wasn't
Well,
I paying more attention?
I was listening to it the entire time.
Oh,
Like, I
yeah.
mean,
Okay.
the way it's pronounced,
Yeah.
if you're not really thinking about it, you
Hmm.
don't. It
Hmm.
doesn't make.
I will. Yeah, I'll give you some leeway on that since you're listening to it. But like, I'm looking at the letters on the page, and I'm
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, so
But I
dumb.
mean, there's many different spellings of many different names, so
Sure.
I'll give you a pass on that.
Well, I appreciate that.
You're
I don't
welcome.
deserve it, but I appreciate it.
Well, the other reveals I thought were pretty cool too, though.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it really it's like nobody is who you expect them to be.
Mm-mm.
And
No.
the reveal at the end of book one completely blew my mind.
Yeah. Yeah. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
So
was good.
and it's a character that I like, and
Right.
finding out that a character that you like is
Problematic.
not that cool. Yeah. Problematic. Yes, exactly. It was just, yeah. To be completely honest, if you can handle all the swearing, and action packed stuff, you should
Yeah.
definitely read this book
Yeah.
because yeah,
Yeah.
it's a book series.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I kind of think I might go back and listen to them. Just I mean, if there's going to be three more, I'm going to need to have the backstories more firmly
Yeah.
ensconced in my noggin.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I know. I was trying to think, like, so I was dumb when the fourth one came out and I read the description. It kind of like I just read it wrong, and I was thinking, because it says, there's, and this is not giving anything away because it's the description of the book, but it says, it's been 2 years since they've seen him, and I'm just like, oh man, is he not going to be in the book? Are we going to have, are we going to have a part of the book without Salem? I'm like, I'm not cool with that. And I'm like, I'll read it, but I'm just not going to read it right now. But then when you go and read it, it's like, oh no, he picks up at the very beginning of the book. He's not absent. And then when I went back and read the description again, I'm like, well, okay, it didn't really say that. Like that's what I thought when I read it. That
yeah,
was my
yeah.
own fault. So I was like, no, he's in it,
Yeah.
right there, right at the beginning. So no
Uh-huh.
worries on that. I know.
That
But
one
man,
broke
that
my
was a rough
heart.
one too.
That was
Yeah,
hard.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. That was a rough one.
seriously.
Yeah.
And the end of that book. Oh my goodness.
Right. Right. I
Yeah.
know. I know. Yeah. Well, I was
Yeah.
like, again, I'm reading the descriptions yesterday, and I think like the last line of the description is, "What if your best isn't good enough?" And I was just like, "Oh my God, how appropriate is that?" Now that I've read the book, I'm just like, "Oh man,
Yeah.
that's terrible." So yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it was hard. It was,
yeah. Yeah.
but they're really
See,
good.
the 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 thing that really bugged me there was going back and listening to him, being tortured again, because apparently the
Mm.
author really likes to torture Salem. But listening to this, and I'm like the narrator is doing this really good job of sort of making Salem's voice crack
Ah,
as he's describing this, and I was really literally feeling what he was feeling when um he's saying that he didn't know.
right.
And yeah, uh, I really, it was very good. Yeah, there. That's that's the best I can do without giving things away.
Yeah. That's really high praise for the narrator then.
Yeah, really. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. But see, I was looking up when I was trying to find um, book five. I discovered that this author has another series that it kind of sounds a little bit similar, kind of, sort of. The audio description, uh, the audio sample, I mean, I believe it's Hermes, the god, uh, is running away because he's just robbed a Starbucks. I was like, okay, I've got to read this, but it's the same narrator. So
Oh, cool.
I think he's probably just using the same guy, and yeah.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed that that's as good as the Technomancer series. Because I mean, how can you go wrong with Hermes robbing a Starbucks?
Right.
I mean,
Classic. Gotta love it.
so we should probably both read those so we can compare notes.
Yeah, I keep thinking I should pick up some other books by him, just because I like his style, so I kind of
Yeah,
want to see how it translates into another series.
yeah, exactly.
And I've seen some other ones. I think he has some sort of well, I don't remember now, honestly. I don't want to get anybody confused, but I have looked at some of them. I'm like, that actually that sounds pretty good. I might look at that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's at the same time, it's like, but I don't want to get confused with what I'm reading. I don't want to come back and start reading Technomancer and start thinking of another series. I'm like, no, that's not the right series. That didn't happen in this series. But I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, well,
Right. But I do, the other thing I do like is the combination of not just the tech, because it all started off with like tech stuff, and he's
Yes.
got the nanobots, and which I don't think is giving anything away, but
Yeah.
but
The
he
tech
is
bracers. I want tech bracers.
right. Yeah, those are awesome. But then you get Father Grimm, and and you get magic and introduced into the series, and I'm like, I'm digging the combination of the
Yeah.
magic and the tech,
Yes,
and
exactly.
even how like magic is even becoming like more important and more prominent as the series goes on,
Yeah.
which I know being especially for you being a fantasy, yeah,
Junkie.
you're really a junkie. Perfect. Yes, fantasy junkie. You've got to be loving all
Heck
how
yeah.
much the magic is coming into it. Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But see, with most fantasy things, it's the gods and um the myths and legends
Mm,
that you put into your story that actually is my favorite part. It's not just the magic. And so I've got all of my
mm,
favorite things in this
mm-hmm.
book.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Viking lore is what's coming in, what we have coming
Yeah.
into it, right? Yeah, yeah, good stuff.
But I did hear that Thor is dead, so
It's a bummer, right?
oh, bummer. Yeah.
Well, he gets a lot of screen time though, so it's okay. We need some of these other ones need some action
True.
to go on. Yeah, like Thor, been there, done that. Let's bring
Exactly.
somebody else in. Some of these other lesser ones come in. So yeah,
Exactly. See, I
good
can't
stuff.
remember Valley and who's the other guy?
It's
Val
another V. Yeah, I know. I did.
I forgot. Darn it. See, I always forget names, even when it's characters that I really
I
dig.
know.
I
Yeah.
hate that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. It's the old person brain. What do you do? So yeah, the point of us yammering on about this series is to review them. So what would you give as a review for book one?
I mean, I I love them all, honestly. Like there's not a bad one in the bunch. There's really not. I really like the first one just because of, introducing the character and the story to us. Um, and like I said, the last one is just, it's yeah, it's just heartbreaking. Like, and you get to see another part of the world too, which is
Yeah,
also fun.
that was
So
awesome.
you get out of the city that you're used to from the other three books, and into a new section, and a different, completely different way of living.
Right.
Um,
book
So
three
that was
did that
really good.
too. That was cool too.
Yeah, we did get out of the city in book three too. Yeah, you're
Yep.
right. She says, I know, I'm right. Um,
Of course, duh. Hello.
so, I mean, honestly, I really would give them all five
Yeah,
stars, really. But, I think it probably would be more fair to judge them against each other. Like,
true.
how would you place them as far as how much you enjoyed them? Like for you, I guess Flotsam would be at the bottom. Um,
Yeah, but I'm still, I think I'd still give it like 4.75 stars because
sure. Yeah.
despite the fact that, with all the tortury stuff and, you know, imagining stinky people all around you and all that jazz. Um, Despite that, um, I do still think it was, I mean, it had to be told. So
It did. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it
maybe
did.
4.8.
Okay.
I'll take away the 0.2 just for the stinky people and the torturing and stuff.
That's awesome.
So there you go.
Nothing. No, it's good.
Okay,
Um,
so what was your least favorite of the four?
I mean, I'm looking at them again. I guess even though that one, I liked that one.
Mm.
I guess it probably is my least. I guess as well. I
See?
know, right? You've convinced me, right? Well, it's one of those things. I go back and I
It's the
look at the
stinky
other.
people, isn't it? Admit
It is
it.
the stinky people. It has to be the stinky people. Uh, but no, I mean that's weird to me though, because I wouldn't have thought. I didn't really think that going into it, but as we talked about it, I'm like, and I think about the other ones, I'm like, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, that probably was. And again, it's not bad. It's a
Yeah,
good book.
exactly.
I
Exactly.
wouldn't skip it. I would, it was a good story, and it needed to be told.
Yeah, yeah.
So and he did a good job telling it. So there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with it, but it's just, you know, I don't know. Yeah, it would be at the bottom if I was being forced to put these in a, order of which ones I liked the best.
I think
Um,
if I was putting them in order of what I liked, I'd have to do 1, 4, 3, 2. I
that's
think.
a solid order. There's nothing wrong with that order.
I appreciate that. Phew. All right. All right. So since we're doing this, you got to do it too.
I have to do it too.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm biased because of how long it's been since I read since I
Good
read the
point.
first
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
But I probably would go. Hmm, I would probably do 4-3-1-2.
Oh,
Honestly,
really? Okay. Now
yeah.
that's interesting.
I like some of the details and stuff that we're getting, and the world building
Okay.
that we're getting in the later books, and learning more about what's happening and what's going on. So like that's more interesting to me.
Oh,
So that's kind of what has been. That's why I like the last two more, just because of how much more has been revealed, and what else we're finding out. Like
right.
I like that,
I
but
do too.
but again, there's nothing wrong with any of these books.
Agreed. Okay, I'm very sorry, but Zoom is about to kick me off. So we got to wrap this up. Thank you for being here. I'm really happy you talked me into reading these.
Me
I'm
too.
I'm gonna get book 5 as soon as it comes out. And
Absolutely, yes.
yeah. All right, and keep writing too. Don't forget that.
No, yeah, you too.
Okay, I will. All right, see you next time, dude.
All right, see ya.
Bye.
Bye.